Hello, my knitting friends, and welcome to another episode of the Chemistry Knit podcast. Today it is episode number 91, and it is the last day of October, and actually it's Halloween today. And I have not been on here for quite a while, and I will talk a little bit about why here in the beginning of the podcast, and then because one, it's hard to talk about, and then also because I really don't want this podcast to be about bad stuff, because it's a place where we all go and recharge our batteries when we're feeling low in our own lives. And I know knitting podcast is, for me at least, and I know for a lot of you as well, a place where we go when we kind of go away from all the normal bad stuff that happens in life. But at the same time, I want to be authentic and real. And I cannot sit here and pretend that my life is great when my life is not. At the same time, this is not going to be about this, but I will at the end of this episode talk a little bit about more what's going on. I just want to say for now that the reason why I have been away is because my husband got diagnosed with cancer a few weeks ago. It has been over the last month from kind of having the scare of maybe something is wrong. He had something with, I don't know the correct English words for it, but he had like he was like swollen on his neck, and then the whole machinery starts. And I'll make this brief, but for a few weeks we were concerned that whatever cancer was there in his throat had spread to his lungs, and thank God it has not. So it is still cancer. It is still, of course, really hard to kind of accept and understand that. But at the same time, it's the type of cancer in a place where they can help him. So the prognosis, is that a word, is good. And we are actually relieved that the state of the cancer is not worse than it is. And they say that in 6 months, they are totally sure as anyone can be, that he will be fine. So it's just to let you know that it has been a crazy month here. I have never been so scared in my entire life. Just that, your mind can go all sorts of ways. So just to let you know, that's what's been happening around here. We will be fine eventually. But that's the reason why I have been quiet, both here on YouTube and also on Instagram. But I think I'll talk a little bit more at the end of the episode. So if you don't want to go down with me on this, which I really don't blame you, you can just, once the podcast, the real, authentic, happy knitting podcast is over, I will talk a little bit more about what I'm expecting this to mean for me. And yeah, just whatever thoughts I have concerning this that I want to share, I will do that at the end of the episode. From now on, or at least for now, I will change the subject. So, welcome. I am sorry that I have not been here. I have missed this knitting world, and at the same time, it has totally been my escape. When my mind has been going nuts, knitting has really been the place for me to go. And what I did was, and what really helped me through this, was that before Lars even got sick, he's not really feeling sick, but it's still a disease or whatever. But before he was diagnosed, I had decided that this year I would do the Stephen West MKAL. I've never done that before. And it turned out that it was just the perfect timing, because when you have someone in your life that's going through something so terrible, it's hard enough to just keep your mind in a good place. So because I have to really concentrate on Stephen West's MKAL pattern, the Go Go Dynamo shawl, which has been such a blast, it was just the perfect timing for me to do something, and I had to concentrate, and I had to watch his little videos, and it was a great challenge for me, and also just so much fun. And I have completed the Dynamo shawl. I have decided not to do the 10th section. If you have not finished your shawl, and or if you do not want to know what the complete shawl looks like, you have to look away. But this is the official end of clue number 4. And then if you wanted to, you could pick up stitches along the edge and do like a stripy, wavy kind of border. But I was unsure what I wanted to do because I really wanted to wash it and block it first and then see how big it was, because I didn't want to finish section number 10 just to say that I finished the whole shawl. I really wanted it to be, more than anything, a size that I knew that I would use, and also that it would not be too big for me to use as a scarf, which is my go-to way of wearing my big shawls. And the shape of it is gorgeous. I think if you just want to use it like a normal kind of shawl and you know, wrap it around your shoulders like this, the shape of it just makes it fall like this, so it doesn't fall off all the time. I'm not gonna be wearing my shawl like that, I don't think, ever. At least I'm not, unless I'm very cold. But I wear mine like this, and it is the perfect shape. And the ends are long enough to just tie a little bow, and you can wear your shoulders like this. I just need to get this camera up a little bit. No, maybe down a little bit. Oh no. Okay, like this. So I think the size and the shape of the end result is just perfect. I was a little concerned because I have seen so many of Stephen West's shawls before, and more than anything, I just really wanted to be wearable so that I can have it here around my neck. I just want to see if I can get a little bit more light here, like that. So I did this using my single 366, and the purple one is my dark Aubergine, and the lighter one is my newer color Honey Plum. And I used a strand of silk mohair in the colorway Mirabelle, and I used that for the brioche section. I did 2 strands of the mohair just because I wanted it to be extra fluffy. And for the section with the tiny bubbles that I really love, and I think I will at some point use those in a pattern, I really love those. I don't really love knitting them because knitting 3 stitches through the back loop like that was just kind of, I don't know, hard. But what I really love about Stephen's shawls, or at least this is my second Stephen West shawl ever, but I love about this one is how playful he is when it comes to knitting. It's like, myself included and other designers, we are so, I think, restricted in some way to what we are used to doing, or not breaking any rules. And it feels like Stephen just doesn't care. He'll do whatever he wants to, and I love that. And I think it inspires me to be a little bit more brave when it comes to designing and just playing around with yarn and knitting needles, because at the end of the day, there are no rules. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, this is my Go Go Dynamo. And because I washed it, blocked it, tried it on, I decided I'm not going to do the section 10. But I'm so curious to see if you did that and what it looks like. And did you join the MKAL this year? And what did you think about that compared to the other years? Was it good, bad, better, worse? I have seen some versions of the shawl online, people doing the like neutral colors. I saw someone that did it like in a white and off-white. That was just stunning. But yeah, so it's just fun to see how the choice of colors really makes the difference on the end result. And I just thought it was perfect. And when the shawl was complete, we went to the hospital and they told us that life was going to be fine. So now I can knit on something else. So actually I don't really have that much on my knitting needles, but I have plans, so I'll share those with you in a little bit. So besides this, actually the last time as well, I had finished my Elvina hat, but I forgot to bring it. I think I just forgot it. I think it was actually upstairs and I forgot about it. But this is my Elvina hat, I have Alvine mittens, Alvine hats, Alvine sweater. I'm thinking about doing like an Alvine cowl. I think that could be cute. And I did this in my Alpaca Deluxe base, so it is super soft. And because this is for Esther, or at least she wants to wear it, I did it in Esther's favorite color, which is the colorway Elephant, together with an undyed. She has mittens in the same colors, so she can match. Originally, when I did this pattern, I did that in Madeline Tush light and a strand of silk mohair. And after I started dyeing my own yarn, you can still do that with one strand of my single 366. You can even use the one with glitter in the contrast color and then silk mohair. But because some people just don't like having 4 skeins of yarn going at the same time, because you knit the single ply with the mohair in both colors, you have 4 skeins. So this is why I chose to do this in the alpaca, and I also do small kits. So with just one of every color, each color, you can do both a hat and a pair of mittens, and you even have enough yarn to do 2 hats. So I need to be dyeing more of this elephant colorway so I can make some more kits. But yeah, second finished object that I actually finished before I finished the Dynamo shawl. I finished another hat, and actually this is not even my own yarn. This is yarn from Hand Dyed, which is another Danish hand dyer, and I got this yarn. She actually gifted me this skein of yarn, I don't know how many years ago, and I never used this skein. She gifted me 2 skeins. The reason why I'm talking about this yarn is because this is the new base that I'm getting in my shop. I'm dyeing those right now. It is a single ply yarn, just like my single 366, but this is a 220 meters per 100 grams. So it is just a DK weight, but it's like hardly spun at all. But one reason I got this is I have made patterns in this yarn before I started to dye myself. Charlotte's yarn, which is Hand Dyed DK, she gifted me 2 skeins of yarn, and one of them I did the bubbles hat with. So my first bubbles hat, when I did the pattern, was in her yarn. And I did a shawl in this yarn as well, not from Charlotte's yarn, but from Petra, who as the Swedish dyer Floral that I adore. She doesn't dye yarn anymore, but she had the same single ply base. And I used her yarn to do the Hermenu shawl that some of you might know. If not, I'll put a picture of the Hermenu shawl right here. And that shawl is also knit in the single ply 220. And because I didn't have that base, and I've been wanting to have the base, but it's a little bit of a complicated base in a way, because, well, I'll talk a bit more about the base later. But the reason why I knit this hat is because I had this one skein left, and I wanted to see how the melancholy hat would look in this yarn with a silk mohair. So this specific colorway is not mine. It is Charlotte's from Hand Dyed, but I wanted to test the yarn once more before I got it for myself. And this is the perfect hat for me. I love this type of hat. I love the slouchiness, and I think it makes everyone look a little bit cool, and you want to wear it inside and have it be a look. But the good news is that that I have bought this base, so it will be available next week on. I think I will link down below. I'll tell you down below when the date is. I think it's next week, Wednesday. I'm not sure. But yes, that is why I did the hat. And I love this hat, and I love those colors. So I did dye some colors, and I'll show you those a little bit later. That was finished object number 3. That's what happens when you don't podcast for over a month. You will have so much to show. So make yourself a cup of coffee, and make sure that you have your knitting stuff and your coffee or tea or whatever with you, because you're in for a long one. I made myself a cup of coffee in one of my favorite mugs, which is a ceramic from where I have my summer house. So maybe sometimes when you've seen pictures from my summer house where I have mugs that looks like this. The ones I have at my summer house don't have these waves. They're just smooth. But I wanted one at home as well because I think they're just gorgeous. Anyway, I have 2 more finished objects that I did not knit myself, but I have a lovely lady named Jette. Hello, Jette. And she knits for me. And I still have not washed these 2 sweaters that she did for me. The first is the mini bubble sweater, which is the junior size bubbles sweater. I have both a baby cardi and a baby sweater with bubbles, and also a junior size and adult size. I don't know how many bubble patterns I have. It's a lot. But I said to Jette, could you please knit up the baby bubble, no, not the baby bubble, the mini bubble sweater for me in a size 2 in my merino sock base, just because in the original version it's knit up in another yarn that I don't carry because I only carry my own yarn. So I wanted to be able to show how it would look in my yarn. And Jette, she knitted for me in my merino sock in my sweet swirl base, which is just adorable. It has the most adorable colors, and I just love to knit those bubbles in variegated, fun speckled yarn. I think it just suits the bubble pattern really well. Sometimes when you knit complicated patterns in speckled yarn, I think sometimes it confuses. You have maybe a lace pattern and also speckled yarn, and when you do the both, I think sometimes it kind of ruins a little bit the picture of the lace. But I think with bubbles, it's just so adorable. So she did this one, and then I asked her to do my birthday girl sweater, and I don't know if you know that pattern, but it is actually just a very plain sweater with a round yoke. And in the original pattern, there would be stripes where you would knit the sweater with one strand of fingering and one strand of silk mohair. And then every now and then you would make stripes with only the silk mohair and a glitter yarn. And I think I have the glitter yarn somewhere, but I don't carry that glitter. And it's also a little bit scratchy, the glitter, because it's a little bit thick, and it has all this stellina in it. So I said to Jette, maybe we should just do the sweater without the stripes. Do it in the gold sock base, so you have a little bit of the glitter without it being, scratchy at all. And it's just so hard to show glitter. Maybe you can get an idea. This is my colorway strawberry latte that I did when I had a cooperation with Sarah, who's a ceramist, and she did this beautiful mug called Strawberry Sorbet, I think. And inspired by that mug, I did this yarn, and we had a whole collaboration. And I have some of these strawberry lattes left. And we mixed it with my suri alpaca instead of the silk mohair, because the suri alpaca is just softer than silk mohair. And since this was for a child, I just wanted it to be as soft and smooth as possible. And I think that it just turned out so cute. It is just so soft and so adorable. And I have not washed this one either, but it really doesn't matter that much when it comes to this type of sweater. I think with the bubbles as well, the bubbles actually stand out more when you don't wash it first. And if you ever do a bubble sweater and you want to wash it, just wash it, don't block it. Just wash it and just let it lay there flat on your towel and don't touch it too much. Just kind of do the opposite of blocking it. Just lay it there and make sure you keep all those cute bubbles. yeah, but the birthday girl sweater, and I could really knit one of these for myself. They come in 2 sizes, so I have both a kid version, which is called the birthday girl sweater, and the adult version, which is called the birthday sweater. And I will link both of the patterns down below. And if you don't want to do the stripes with the glitter, you can totally just do 1 strand of fingering and 1 strand of silk mohair. So what's on my needles? Well, almost nothing, but I have a fun project that I can't wait to share with you. One project, I'll talk about that really fast because we don't want to talk about socks all the time, but I am knitting a pair of socks in my merino cashmere base. That is just stunning. I love this yarn. It is so soft, and I'm in love with this colorway. It is my honey plum colorway. So those I'm working on, and then I'm working on a hat. And I started this, I think actually I started this, I don't know, it's a long time ago. I know, I started it right after Barcelona Knit Festival last year, because that is where I fell in love with this base. It is my Messiah base, merino silk yak, and it is so soft. This is going to be a hat for Lars, and the reason why it's so long is because I think I'm going to do a folded hem, so he can do like that and put it on his head. And the reason why I picked it back up was because I was so afraid that he was going to be so sick of chemotherapy that he would lose all his hair. Not that he have that much, but still a bald head. But luckily he's not going to need it because he's still getting chemotherapy, but not that kind that will make him lose his hair. So he's not going to be as sick as we thought. That's good. But I'm still gonna knit him this hat because it looks really cute, and it looks cute whether or not you fold the hem. So if you just wanna have it like this, it can be a little slouchy. Actually, I should bind off soon. But I just thought that for the winter, he could fold the hem and make it even warmer, and that's why I need to make it longer. And I'm knitting it in this Messiah base because Lars was in love with the Messiah base when we went to Barcelona. He took it and he was like, why don't you have this in the store? This is really soft. And I said, well, okay. So it's actually because of him that I have the base. So I'm knitting him a hat. And that is actually all I have on my needles are these 2 projects. And they're pretty boring. So I need something fun. And then I'm just doing a swatch in this yarn, which I bought at the Barcelona Knit Festival last year. And I don't know what I did with the label. Oh. This is yarn from Wool Dreamers, and it is such a fun story. I was in Barcelona last year, and Lisa from Lisa Makes, she just changed her name on YouTube. I think it's just called Lisa Makes, because she actually mainly has like sewing programs on YouTube, but she also does knitting. And she's a friend of mine, and we were hanging out so much at the Barcelona Knit Festival last year, and we had such a blast. And Lisa is adorable, and she showed me this yarn. And the fun thing about it is that it's local. So if you know the Manchego cheese, I have talked about this before. If you know the Manchego cheese, was one of my favorite cheeses. When they use the sheep for the milk, they also use the fleece or the wool for yarn. And my nephew Casper, who lives in Istanbul, used to go to Barcelona a lot because he's such a Barcelona fan. So I want to knit him a hat. So I got this yarn for Casper so I can knit him a hat. And I don't know yet if I'm just going to do the Yo Adrian hat, like the one for Lars, or if I'm just going to find another pattern on Ravelry and knit him something that's not mine own pattern. I'm not sure yet. But I will make this for him because in Istanbul it actually gets cold in the wintertime. So I have to make him that and send it to him. All right. I have totally forgotten to talk to you about the gray box. This is a project that Tina and I did during the summer. And what happens a lot with Tina and I is that we get so many ideas. We seriously, if we would just, we need 20 more people at the shop to be able to ever get all these ideas into real stuff. But one rainy summer day, Tina and I got an idea, and sometimes when we have an idea, we just let everything else go, and we just kind of want to play. So Tina was like, I would like to dye some yarn, and could we do like gray? I don't even know how we got the idea that we would do 50 Shades of Grey, because none of us has seen the film or read the books. But it was raining. We wanted to do something fun. Tina wanted to try to dye some yarn. So I helped her out, and she did this yarn. And it is very pretty. We call this Foggy Morning Gray, because it was a foggy morning. And she did this is a single ply merino, my 366 base, and we did a little mini, which is just a normal merino nylon base. And then actually the story is she dyed the yarn first, and then I could decide on, she would make a bag to go with this gray themed kit, and she would make a bag, and I could choose the fabric and the leather. So I went to her. She has so much gorgeous fabric and so much gorgeous leather, and I chose this fabric, which is all her fabrics and all her leather is left over from furniture production in Denmark, and not just any furniture production, but like designer furniture in Denmark. So the fabric and the leather is the highest quality, and I'm not just saying that, it is seriously the best quality. So I picked out the materials because I wanted it to be in the same theme with these two, and then I dyed a skein of yarn inspired by the bag. And this is my cash merino base, the same base as I am knitting my honey plum socks in. So this is merino cashmere nylon. It is the most squishy sock base ever. It's not the most sturdy, so don't, I've said this before, don't wear this in your boots and go hiking and expect it to last for 20 years, because it will not last for 20 years. But knit yourself a pair of luxury socks and use them with care. And they will last, but they will not last forever if you wear them outside and in boots and stuff. So this is what you get with the gray box. You get this bag that Tina made, you get these 3 skeins of yarn, a mini and 2 bigger ones, and then you get this cute little holder for your scissor, and that's what you get, and it's a good price. I've got the price. But go check that out on my website. I will put the link down below. We don't have that many left. Tina had some to take with her when she goes to all the markets and knitting festivals. I think maybe we have around, I don't know, 10 left or so. So if you want this exclusive box of gray, go check that out on the website. I have a whole box of yarn here. So maybe you remember that I did a pair of socks called Candy Stripe socks, I think. It's horrible that I forget like names of my own patterns, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. I think it was because my original pattern for the fingering weight socks, that's like no fuss, just plain vanilla socks. I call those sugar socks. So because this was also just the same type of pattern, no fuss pattern, vanilla sock, and because it was DK weight and it had stripes, I just called it, instead of sugar, I called it candy. So this is candy striped socks. The originals had these 3 minis. They have been sold out for a long time because I have been busy being worried. But I dyed some more the other day. So they are back in stock. I even did some in my gold stellina base, so you can have glitter minis with your main skein. So it's same price. The main skein is the cashmere merino, merino cashmere, I should say, because it has more merino than it does cashmere. But this is the softest squishiness heaven. Everyone deserves a pair of socks in this base. You can either choose this sock yak minis or the gold stellina minis. Yeah, and in its stripes, and I don't have the socks to show you, but I can put a picture here, and they're also on my Instagram. And I want to show you the socks for October because I have not been able to show you these before. So this was the mushroom that I picked out for October. This is one of the mushrooms that I have picked since the beginning because it just had the perfect Halloween fall colors, and I love how this turned out with these 2 warm minis and this very fun main skein. Yes, I'm liking nail polish on my finger. Apologize, I should get this off, but yeah, life happened. Anyway, I still have a few left of these in the shop if you didn't get one in time. And that is all I have to say about that. Now I can talk to you about my new base, and I'm so excited about this base. Why am I excited about the base? Well, first of all, when you are a hand dyer, like I am, dyeing yarn is always fun. But there are some bases that are more fun to dye than other bases. Like non-superwash yarns, I really don't love to dye those because they just have their own kind of attitude when it comes to taking the dye. Anything with nylon is good to dye, but it's just not as perfect as if you have a 100% non-superwash, no, a 100% superwash merino, and especially if it's a 1-ply yarn. That is like the perfect canvas for me to be dyeing yarn on. And it is not necessarily the best yarn to knit with, depending on the project. But it is definitely the best base to dye on. And that is the main reason I got this base. And then also because it's perfect for hats and mittens and shawls. And I even did a sweater back in the days. My Maria Lykke sweater is knit in this base with a strand of silk mohair. And that is perfectly fine. The only abatabai, as we say here in Denmark, is that the only problem with it is that it has a tendency to pilf. Is that the word? And when it does, you can just use one of these amazing shavers that you can use for your sweaters. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the correct word for that, but it's no problem. You can just kind of shave all those off. But it's not the most sturdy yarn. If you want sturdy yarn, you buy Highland wool or something like that. But I love this yarn and I will knit anything in it. What I am planning on doing with this yarn is knit myself a new Hermanø shawl, because the one that I have is knit in Frovalborg's yarn, and that's not a problem, except that it's not yarn that I dyed, so I don't have the colors. And you know, it's always just more it's more easy when people come and they say, do you have this yarn? Yes, I do. Do you have those colors? No, I don't, because it's not mine. So just, it's easier for me, and it's better for you that you fall in love with something that's actually available. So I wanted to play around. So some of the colors that I have made in this base are new colors, because I really just wanted to play with this new base. I did some known colors as well. So this is the base. It is a single ply superwash merino 220 meters, 100 grams. This is honey plum, because I have a thing with honey plum these days. So any base that comes around my shop ends up in the honey plum dye bath. That's just the way it is. And I'm in love with this. Okay, so I'll do this short. Honey plum, which is a known color. And then I did beauty berry. And it's actually not a new colorway, but I have not been dyeing this on any base for so long. I did that early in the beginning. I did this color one time, and it was just time to get it back. So this is beauty berry, new color. I love this. I call this one Snow Owl. I don't know if a snow owl has anything that's blue or even remotely these colors, but I said to Tina, this is just, I get the vibe of like polar bears and all these Arctic animals. And I said, well, this is a snow owl. I'm sure that somewhere a snow owl could have like dirty wings or blue eyes. I don't know. Okay, anyway, this is Snow Owl. I love this color. I did a new colorway. I call this Holiday. Has so many fun speckles. Then I have two that I did not name yet. This one has like minty green and like a pistachio green, soft greens, and some mustardy colors, and a little bit here of like I don't even know what to call that. It looks like dark purple or something. Some colors break when you use them for speckles, and this was actually a brown color that I used for speckles, and sometimes it breaks, and that's so much fun when it does that. So that's one color that doesn't have a name yet. If you have a good idea for this, the green one, let me know. And this one doesn't have a name either. I love this type of coloring. I love a white background with soft, subtle speckles. And this has speckles in, like you can tell, mint, pink, plum, yellow, but subtle. So these are some of the colors, because I also did tomato and famous blue, and I did asphaltus and walnut. If you have wishes for this base, let me know. And if you have name suggestions for these two, let me know. This is Holiday. So yeah. And they will launch. Okay, let me double check that, because I actually do have a date. I just forgot the date. Hold on. Yes, so they will be available on Wednesday. If you are subscribing to my newsletter, you will receive an email when the base is online. So I always recommend you to subscribe to my newsletter. You will get approximately one email a week. And sometimes you'll have like really good discount codes and free shipping coupon codes, and just news whenever the new mushroom. The new mushroom. Okay, the new mushroom will be released tomorrow. And I'm saying that because tomorrow is Friday, November 1st. And when you're watching this, if you are an early bird, it will be November 1st. So this episode will launch on November 1st, and so will the mushroom. And the mushroom of November is this beauty. And I will not even try to pronounce the name of this mushroom. Like all the other mushrooms that I have had during this year have been insane to pronounce, because they don't have really common names. They just have really long Latin crazy names. But I fell in love with this mushroom. I think the tones of the browns in this mushroom are just gorgeous. And yeah, and this is perfect for this time of year. So that will be the one that I dye. And it will not ship as fast as the other ones, because I haven't dyed any of them beforehand. I usually do that. I will be dyeing those next week. You can order them Friday, today, and they will be dyed, I'm hoping, on Monday, and shipped during next week. The problem is with Lars, as it is right now, we're in and out of the hospital meetings smaller surgeries. Yesterday he had a tooth removed, yada yada. Everything is just one big blur. But anyway, okay, so last thing before I will return a little bit to talk about my life. After I did the Go Go Dynamo shawl, I kind of just had that feeling of enjoyment when I was knitting someone else's pattern. For a long time, I have been so busy just knitting up my own patterns in my own yarn, and also, or Jette has been busy, and I've also been busy, working on patterns and developing patterns, and it felt like I was too much wrapped around my own world, my own patterns, my own yarn. And opening a door to the outside knitting world and falling in love with other designers' patterns just really made me realize that I miss doing that. And also that it's not bad for my business to knit other designers' stuff. I think it's good, and I think it's fun, and I think it's a way of embracing each other. And in the search for something else, what it began when I found an Instagram profile by Margaret Shen. I will put her Instagram name down below. I found her profile. She has done so many different. She's not a designer. She does also do some designs, but mainly what she's knitting is someone else's designs. And what she does beautifully is she just picks out colors and models to model these sweaters for her so beautifully. And mainly one sweater called the Antique Flora. I'll put a picture of it here. And my girl said, "Mama, you sure you're in love with this sweater and not the girl wearing the sweater, because she's so stunning." They said, "You're not gonna be as gorgeous as she is by knitting the sweater." And I got a little, because of course I will be just as beautiful. Anyway, this is the Antique Flora. I want to do that sweater. The problem is that I don't know what colors I want to knit it in. So I will not let you decide anything, but I want your input. I have two options. So there's the background color, the main color, and then the contrasting color, which is the leaf motif or the floral motif. Okay, I have a favorite already. Okay, option number one. Do the main color in my hunter green in the combination of my single ply, single 366, and my Surrey alpaca, which is a base that I am really in love with. And have you tried Surrey alpaca instead of silk mohair? Yes or no? And what did you think? And would you be interested in a little challenge to try to do, it doesn't have to be mine, but just try the Surrey alpaca silk instead of the silk mohair and see if you like it. Anyway, main color, this contrasting color, the floral motif, this. So this is a combination of my pink lemonade, which I love, and this Surrey alpaca, which is a colder, almost lilac, but it is a cold pink, and I call this one Charles de Gaulle. There's no name tag, but it's called Charles de Gaulle because there is a rose called Charles de Gaulle that is this exact color. So this is option number one. Option number two. Main color, the robin. The robin was one of my birds from last year. And I'll combine the robin with my also a Surrey alpaca scallop shell, which I know will tone this down a little bit. And I have had this combo in my Bagnol sweater. The first one I did was Tennessee Warbler, which is a gray version of this. It's close to the robin, except it's gray and not brownish, but with the same silk mohair, and I love that combo. It doesn't look pink at all, it just kind of softens it a little bit. And the contrast color is going to be this blue, bright blue. I call it Famous Blue because it's named after the song Famous Blue Raincoat by Leonard Cohen. Why did that leave my brain? Anyway, Famous Blue Raincoat. So what do you think? Option number 1, main color, contrast color, or main color, contrast color. So we can call this green option or the blue option. I have a favorite, but I'm not gonna tell you until next episode. And Lars also has a favorite, and I'm not gonna tell you his favorite either until next episode. I want to know what you think. Blue or green? And then in the next episode, hopefully, I will have started the antique floral. In the real pattern has long sleeves, but Margaret Shen on her Instagram, she did like a 3/4 sleeve option, and I want to do that as well. So I can use this not as a sweater, but more like just have like a top underneath and use it, and not have long sleeves. That's my goal. Guys, that is it for today. So if you're not interested in hearing more about my life, you can check out now. I totally understand that you want your podcast knitting space to be without emergencies and bad vibes. For the rest of you, I'll do this short. Being in this situation is, of course, serious, heartbreaking, troubling, worrying. And I know this will have an effect on me, of course, but also thinking about Vlogmas. I will definitely be doing Vlogmas. Don't worry, I will be doing Vlogmas. I'm so excited for it. But there will, of course, there can be days where I cannot do an episode, or maybe I'll just do a very short episode. And maybe not, because I really do not know what to expect from the next couple of months. I know Lars will be starting radiation. He has to have a small surgery on Friday to remove something. I can't even explain that in English, but it's not a big dangerous thing. It's a little thing. And once everything is healed up, he just had a wisdom tooth removed. And once everything is healed up, they'll start radiation. And that's a long process of this radiation thing, and it's not going to be fun. And they said that it's not going to be fun. It's going to be really, really, really tough and painful. But it will save his life. So, there's no way around it. And yeah. So my life will be a little bit, nuts. At the same time, my mother is sick, and, do they call it the sandwich generation? I'm glad my girls are fine. My girls are happy. Nomi was just in Chicago visiting with her host mom and visiting her host brother at his college, and they had so much fun. And yeah, she's doing really good, and she's working in the local kindergarten, and she's loving it, and she's still choosing what she wants to study. She's a very smart woman, so she will be able to study whatever she wants, but she just cannot decide. And my youngest one is happy in high school and in love with her cute boyfriend, and everything is good. So we're definitely just enjoying our family. And I can tell you that when you get a scare like this, it is insane how much you just kind of get closer together. Lars and I have been married for almost 25 years. Next summer, we've been married for 25 years. And of course, I love him. I knew I loved him. But this just makes everything so intense. The fear of losing him just makes us so much closer. And also with the girls, it's just like you just really, and I know I've heard people say this all the time when they experience something like this, that all of a sudden the coffee tastes better, the leaves are more beautiful, everything in life is just, it tastes better. It's like you all of a sudden get how important it is that you have the ones you love around you. And it's so true. It is just so true. So hug the ones you love an extra today, and just if you're healthy, celebrate that, because that is just not something to take lightly. And if you're battling something, I know what it's like, and you will be fine. You know, no matter the outcome, we will be fine. So, yeah. That's all I think I have to say about that today. Yeah. Check down below for all the links and all the yarns and all the stuff. If you have questions, let me know down below. Yeah, don't forget to vote. Team blue or team green for the antique floral sweater. I'm excited to cast on. I can't wait, actually. And yeah, me and my MKAL Go Go Dynamo show will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe and like the podcast if you like the podcast. And I'm back, and I will be back every other Friday from now on, leading up to Vlogmas. I have shipped all the advent calendars overseas and here in Europe. The only ones that are not shipped yet is the one to Denmark, but we have a whole month, so no stress. All the others are shipped out, so I am expecting that within a few weeks, your advent calendar will be at your doorstep if you ordered one. Next year, I will do more, I promise. Until then, take care. I'm so glad that you wanted to watch another episode with me, and I'll see you back here in the channel in 2 weeks.